This is not just a true crime video. I thought it was going to be a true crime video. No. This is the quickest display of some of the most narcissistic tools I think I have ever seen in a video, just back to back to back to back to back. Devyn Michaels is a woman from Las Vegas who recently was arrested after her boyfriend was found completely without his head. Now, originally, she entered into a guilty plea, but abruptly changed to say she was not the one that did it last minute. Here is her, I was going to say rant, but I wouldn't say rant. Here are her words to the judge. Now, a warning, apparently this really goes off the rails a couple minutes in.
I know right now no one in the family is going to believe me. I know right now no one in the family feels that I'm innocent at any point, and I understand that.
This was supposed to be a sentencing hearing that quickly went off the rails.
Oh, okay.
The way that they manipulated and altered and deleted things is wrong. They should not be able to do it, and they have. And for you to be able to look me in the eye knowing that the things are altered and...
You pled guilty, man.
Miss Michaels, you are not to address the state. You are
I
to address me.
I was about to say, we got black lady judge. Oh, okay. I was about to say those facial expressions and the things that she was saying, to me, they're... My first instinct was to say, listen, if the whole family doesn't believe you in the courts, are putting all this stuff up there and you're just saying it's all fake. Of course not. I have to speak very delicately. I mean, are you buying that instantly or do you have questions? Let's see what the judge says.
Miss Michaels, you are not to address the state. You are to address me. You are. You're addressing Mr. Giordano. You are going to address me. What do you want to say to me?
So why is a Las Vegas mom pleading with the judge and the prosecutors after getting a plea deal? Well, because she claims she wasn't the one who decapitated the father of her kids.
Oh my God.
But there's so many layers to this story.
Oh my God.
Really. Devyn Michaels initially agreed to plead guilty to murder, but then revoked her plea right as she was about to be sentenced.
Music's so dramatic.
So maybe she
I
can
need a
prove her
war
innocence,
drum.
because it looks like a jury will be deciding her fate.
I truly believed that we were going to do the right thing, and it just didn't happen.
What?
Devyn Michaels was visibly emotional during last week's hearing. But how did we get here? On August 7th of 2023, a woman called police to say she found her son, Jonathan Willett, dead. When police responded, they found Jonathan's body in his bed, but his head was missing. There was something else near his body, too. Bottles of bleach and ammonia. And officers noted it looked like those chemicals were applied to his body. Now, when officers spoke with Jonathan's mom, she said the last time she saw her son was the night before, when he was hanging out with his girlfriend, Devyn. So police were able to contact her and go to her home to interview her. But in her driveway, something was off. They found Jonathan's cracked cell phone with a dark stain on the screen that appeared to be blood. Now, police later executed a search warrant on Devyn's place, where they found more items belonging to her boyfriend, like his ID, the keys to his truck, his wallet, his social security card, and more. Then another tip came in, this one from Jonathan's mom, who informed investigators her meat cleaver was missing from her kitchen. According to a previous report by Fox 5 Vegas, when she was asked whether she participated in any way in the death of Jonathan, she had a significant reaction to that question.
Okay, I was going to say quite often in cases, I've seen this quite a bit. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this too. When somebody that did something really, really bad and they regret it later, but they don't want to admit or confess to it when they are asked about the crime, they will close their eyes because they're actually visually seeing it again. And those emotions are so strong. Everything they say will be almost nonsensical. It'll be highly emotional because they're just trying to get the image out of their head while also denying any involvement. They will physically close their eyes trying to... It's like they don't want to see that image anymore, even though it's replaying mentally. So the way they just described that, it reminds me a lot of that.
Well, she told investigators that...
And actually, you sometimes will even see that behavior in people that didn't necessarily commit a murder, but they just did something bad, and they'll they'll close their eyes and they'll say, no, and then just start firing off all these things to you that you did that don't necessarily make sense. If you've been in that situation before, you know what I mean. It's like extremely disorienting.
Well, she told investigators that she hit Jonathan with a wooden stick because she claimed he was abusive to her and he allegedly tried to get her to perform a sex act on him. She reportedly told investigators that she didn't have any intention on killing him. She just wanted to hurt him enough so he would wind up in the hospital until she could figure out what to do with their children. She claimed she didn't remember, but it was allegedly very possible. According to a report by 8 News Now, prosecutors claimed Devyn threw Jonathan's head into the trash, and the garbage was likely taken by the sanitary crews, so his head was never recovered. Surprisingly, she was able to work out a deal for a lot less time in prison than you might expect. 15 years. Well, life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. Again, despite allegedly decapitating the father of her children and throwing his head into the garbage like regular trash.
As you know, the defendant not only murdered her ex, but then desecrated his body by decapitating him and putting chemicals on his body, causing it to burn.
Oh my God.
The defendant admitted
so that directly refutes the claim that she just wanted to hurt him a little bit until she figured out what to do. It's overkill.
Putting chemicals
because
to
that's
her
what
ex,
killed
but
him.
Then the defendant admitted to the fatal blow. She never admitted to the decapitation portion, but the evidence was overwhelming that it was obviously her who did it. Another haunting fact, and something that should be concerning, which supports the life tale, is that the defendant had a corollary child abuse case that pre-existed this. Ms. Griffith and I reviewed the minutes in that case, and it appears that 2 days after she murdered and decapitated her ex, she appeared in court in front of another judge in this courthouse and made representations that she was staying out of trouble, and obviously had that on her conscience at the time, walked right back out of the courthouse, and then ultimately was developed as our suspect and arrested.
Guys, you gotta understand, as you know, the host, the person that's presenting this to you, you know, when a lady says that, you know, she was coerced or abused or something has happened, as the host, I have to take it with a grain of salt right there. I can't just be saying anything and everything. A lot of people have different experiences. However, I think we can all agree that you shouldn't decapitate your partner and lead them to be found by their mother. Can we all agree there?
We believe the sentence reflects the gravity of the crime, so we will submit it. We do have some updates on CTS, which was wrong in the PSI.
Correct. I calculated the credit at 455 days as of today.
Okay, that sounds correct.
Because I calculated it in regards to she was on probation when this offense occurred. She then got that sentence imposed. She was released on that sentence, so she started accumulating the credit on that day, and I have it at 455 days as of today.
Look, I'm sorry. I trust the judge. The conviction that has come through her voice, she has seen the evidence. We are here just 5 minutes into the video. This lady has seen some shit that she cannot unsee. Lock her up.
I know right now no one in the family is going to believe me. I know right now no one in the family feels that I'm innocent at any point, and I understand that.
Ugh. It's
But
making
I
me
can
uncomfortable.
actually
She's
prove my
looking at the whole
innocence.
family.
I actually
What?
can.
What?
And-
Whoa. Wait. Oh my God. Even though she was actively in court for possible child abuse, she is saying, one, that, well, he assaulted her that night and she just wanted to hurt him a little bit until she found something to do, even though the evidence shows overkill. And then two, she's claiming that the police department and the courts edited all of the stuff and they made it all up and they deleted messages and they just made it all up. And then now she's saying, also, I can prove that I'm innocent. What the?
But I can actually prove my innocence.
What?
I actually can. And I'm not going to stop fighting to prove my innocence.
That is a horrifying fucking statement. I not only murdered your son, I decapitated your son, left him for you to find, and also I'm going to terrorize you from behind bars for the rest of your life. That is basically what she is saying to this family.
And Jonathan deserves to have the actual person who's guilty
Shut up.
behind bars.
Shut up.
That I can show that I was trying to help him.
No, that dude, this is terrifying. This is really terrifying because, you know, there were a few moments in here where I was like, whoa, her statement is just giving like mental health or something. But then again, of course, if you decapitate somebody, you're mentally unwell, right? But I'm just hearing a straight up fucking manipulator that will do one of the worst tactics that you can possibly do, which is throwing something at somebody that they can't immediately disprove and then saying, I'm not going to back down off of this. It is one of the most exhausting tactics ever. And she has done it twice here with Sound Mind. I've said this before, but one of the most devastating ways to control people, especially people that are self-doubters or people that have been taught, well, not to trust themselves, self-doubters, is to confuse them. When you confuse people or you put ambiguity in the air, it's just your whole nervous system goes, oh my God. It's either like I need to freeze or I need to keep moving until I find the answers. And when people just throw bullshit into the pot, it messes everything up. So she's just saying whatever she can to buy time. Dude, somebody in chat says she's delusional. I wouldn't even give her that. She is calculated with a speech pattern that disarms you. That's what I think.
That I can show that I was trying to help him.
I was trying to help him.
I know is hurting the family, and I can see it in your faces, and I know your hearts are angry, and they should be. And I'm angry for you.
Another horrible fucking tactic. You can't be in pain because I'm on that team with you. I'm right next to you in your pain. Guys, these are some of the most textbook manipulative tactics, and she is just throwing them out. When was the last time we saw a tool belt tornado? This is really one of them. Wow. Have any of you guys ever experienced that before, where you're rightfully upset about something and you really fight for it and you say, no, this is fucked up. And the person says, and I get that. And I'm right there with you. I'm right next to you. We're going to fight this together. And it's like, wait. But you're the one that did this. No, we're not fighting shit together.
I'm angry for you. This is not fair to you. This has been dragging out for almost 2 years. It's not fair to you. And it's not fair to his children, any of them.
It's not, no, get off of our team. You're not on our team.
Right. It really isn't.
Get her away from the children.
It's just terrible. The way that they manipulated and altered and deleted things as well.
And based on the patterns that I'm seeing, I have seen 3 or 4 narcissistic tools in just her little 2-minute tirade. The way they manipulated and altered the evidence, no, honey, this right here, this is the next tool. This is projection, because this is probably what you did, okay? And I'm just following the pattern, because if you could use those 4 other heinous tools, I would not doubt right now that this is projection, and they probably didn't mess anything up, because that's why the judge is looking at her like, bitch, let's just get to the sentencing.
Deleted things is wrong. They should not be able to do it.
You did that.
And for you to be able to look me in the eye knowing that the things are altered.
Nope, that's another tool right there. That one line cuts through loyalty and intuition, and it goes straight to making you doubt yourself. Guys, what is this? The 6th tool? Wait, also, does this make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it is crazy that one line can cut through that. And if you feel like that's a part of your identity, then you're going to want to give into their statement because you want to believe that part of your identity is true. But what they're doing is they're using that against you.
And for you to be able to look me in the eye knowing that the things are altered and
You pled guilty, man.
Miss Michaels, you are not to address the state. You are to address me. You are.
Yeah, okay. Bunny Psycho just said confusion is super effective. Have you guys played Pokemon before? You know how if you use one of the, and in fact, isn't confusion like a psychic move? If you use an ability like Confuse Ray or the confusion thing on somebody and you use it on the other Pokemon, what happens? Sometimes it doesn't work. Think of that as people that are like, nah, you're not going to miss me with that shit, bitch, right? But if you're a little susceptible to it, then oh my God, now the other Pokemon is confused. Now that Pokemon loses 2 or 3 turns until it shakes itself out of its confusion. But during that period of time, the other Pokemon can do whatever they want to them. That is what confusion can literally do to you in real life. And I'm telling you, if you're now aware of the ways people can confuse you, you will start to feel it in your body and you have to fight it back.
My apologies. I wasn't trying to address the state directly. It's just
I'm sorry, that's another tool there. Somebody using a whole tool whirlwind and then saying, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be respectful. Look, I'm so respectful. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. No.
I am so sorry for all of this.
No, you're not. She's not just mentally out. Like, did anyone else think that? Like, right in the beginning, like, oh, she's just really off her rocker. The level of calculation here takes somebody who's quite awake, okay? We've seen that people that were totally gone. Jacqueline Otis, rest in peace. She could not do this. The mental gymnastics that this lady's performing, it almost makes me wonder if, I think the crying really is the kind of mental like instability of processing what she did and what she's realizing she was capable of. But the speech pattern might actually be another tool to disarm people. Have you ever experienced that before? Somebody that actually turned out to be downright dirty fucking evil, but they knew how to tremble and kind of cry at the right time to disarm you? That's a harder one to detect because everyone reacts to emotions differently. You usually don't know until after you get away from that person, but it's very real too. This lady's a freaking tornado.
I keep listening to what everyone tells me is the best thing to do. Just
infantilizing herself.
do this and it'll work out this way and follow this advice and we'll do this. And I keep listening to the people because they keep saying this is the best advice. It doesn't turn out the way they tell me it will.
Oh my. Now we're blaming everybody else. I'm sorry. Did you decapitate your boyfriend? Why is it anybody else's responsibility to fully get you out of this situation? Your attorneys may try to minimize what happened in some capacity. Public defenders doing their job, whatever. But you can't just fix this. You can't bring them back to life and have the family believe you again and think you're great. You did something horrible. And it also sounds like you mentally tormented him and the kids for many years.
Judge, I'm not comfortable with this record. I'm willing to let her out of her plea if the court is inclined. It's just, this wouldn't be appropriate.
I completely understand.
Let's go to trial.
All right.
Oh!
Ms. Michael, Judge Mr. Giordani says that he's willing to let you out of your plea. And
Oh my God, they're going to let her arrest
And we
me!
understand that he's willing to try this case on an open murder. So a jury can convict you of a first-degree murder. Do you understand that? Or do you want to talk to Mr. Patrick about it?
I don't want to talk to Mr. Patrick. He didn't listen to anything I said.
Infantilizing herself now.
I'm saying to you and answer my question.
Yes.
Do you want to withdraw your plea and go to trial?
If you do that, I will be watching this case. Y'all know I only dive into a handful of open cases. Might have to watch this one.
Do you want to withdraw your plea and go to trial?
Yes, please.
All right.
That's not a good idea!
I need you to have some
She
discussion
for
with
sure
the
was going to get a
client.
lesser sentence. And now also, now they are going to drag the family through the trial when she could have just pled guilty. God, this lady is demonic. This is some demonic shit, bro.
You need to conduct yourself like this is a courtroom.
Yeah,
If
she
you
saw the
cannot
evidence.
do that, then they're going to remove you because I still have business to conduct.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Dang it.
Judge, respectfully, I move to withdraw and have this case sent back.
Wow. Screaming Ninja said this. Probably what she wanted to do, put the family through much more trauma. And actually, that is what we just said a few minutes ago. She said, actually, never mind. I want to fight and I want to torment you guys.
I am not in a position to accept appointment on this case should it go to trial at this time.
All right. All right, I'm gonna have to reach out.
Don't
to the Office of
don't look up at
Counsel
God.
and
Look
get
down.
a
Look down. Look down at your overlord Satan, please. No, eyes on the floor.
It's going to be appointed with the understanding this case is 2 years old. This case is not going to sit stagnant and wait around for a trial. So I'm going to reach out to Ms.
No
Bush
Sarah
myself
Booning here.
and have a discussion with her in regards to the appointment of counsel because this is not going to be. This case has been delayed extensively, and this case is not going to further be delayed so that there is no justice for everybody.
Yes, Your Honor.
I gotta say, that's gonna be, especially if she testifies, that's gonna be one of the fastest lockups we've ever seen.